Truck it on.
Conquerors, roll out. You're watching or listening to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. We the people, the People's Patriot Project.
To put your skill set, your thoughts, and ideas, or want to help continue the mission, you have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we are the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always seen. We want you to be a part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. Here's the WeP3 Team bringing you today's best heroes hits in the boots on the ground organizations that are saving lives. And as always, Patriot Pride.
Left, your left, left, right, your left. You got it!
Truck it on.
Oh, you caught me. You caught me. I'm ready. I'm ready. Hey, Bourbon Battle Buddies and Jeremy. I thought maybe Mark forgot to put me on the screen. So welcome to our weekly show. This is Andrea Eichmann with the People's Patriot Project, and we are here for our weekly We Got Your 6 at 6. So it is 6 o'clock p.m., 1800 Central Time every Sunday right here on Facebook, on whatever stream you're watching. We are on Andrea's stream, Mark's stream, possibly our guests for the evening streams, YouTube, Instagram, it goes everywhere. So we've got a great show tonight. We have got Kevin Palmer, who is a friend of Clayton Hughes, who I've just gotten to know the last couple days, and he's going to bring us some music tonight. And I do believe I just heard back from Big Country, and he will be here in just a little bit as well. So we've got a great show on 13 November 2022. Wow. Close to the end. 6 weeks, 7 weeks yet? Perfect. But before we get started tonight, as we always do, if you could stand and place your hand over your heart, remove your hats, and we will do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Perfect. And thank you. And Peterson, I'm telling you, it looked better without the background.
I'm Rip Wheeler. Welcome to the national holiday of Yellowstone's back on the tube. We're going to take you to the train station.
He is a goof, you all.
Sergeant Big Country's like, what have I gotten into now?
I told him we'd be gentle, and then I sent a puppy face with it. I'm sorry. It's gentle as a puppy. That's what I was saying.
Oh, I forgot to add something to our intro. Give me a second here. We'll add this to it.
Well, thanks for reminding me. It's been really, really crazy busy around here the last few weeks. So it's like we literally just got in and got settled from traveling to South Carolina today and everything, and I'm just like, oh shit.
Oops. Well, what show should we be watching? Your show on Sundays? Is yours every Sunday too?
I don't do podcasts anymore.
Okay.
I did back in 2017, before the whole let's see everybody on the screen. It was just audio.
Yeah.
But we had one of the largest ones running, Dangerous Grounds Network. Of course, we had a lot of veteran entrepreneurs and stuff like that, veteran nonprofits and whatnot. But we also had people from Comedy Central, like DC Benny was one that would come on quite often. Really cool guy, really funny man, and some other comedians of his sorts, and just about anybody that we could reach out to. But it was my purpose at the moment in time. That's kind of what kept me going, was fixing everybody else's show. So I paid for the broadcast, and I gave anybody a show. As long as you came out with your image and you had your content and you had your guest list, I ran your tech and stuff. So it was just a way to connect with people at the time. So.
That is very cool. That is exactly how we got started. So I was telling Kevin a little bit ago, Mark and I we're teachers by day,
Nice.
on the down low. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. But so when that whole thing sent us home and put us all online, and I would teach all day to like 25 of these little squares, and they'd all be black because nobody wants to be on the screen. And so you don't know if anyone's even there. You just talk. And so Peters and I are like, we had just been doing like these brewery punch cards for fundraisers. And so between the two of us, we visited like 80 some breweries that couple summers. And
it was tough work.
Oh boy, a lot of research in that. And all of a sudden we just can't go anywhere and do anything. And so one day I'm like, let's do a happy hour online. And so we did. And then we're like, we need to start doing this like with more people. And then we started getting like veterans that had a good story to tell, veterans that had like a nonprofit of their own that wanted, they're very similar to what we do. Right. And we kind of started this poof into the video world that we didn't necessarily mean to, but it kind of became we're here in Minnesota, and all of a sudden we have friends all over the country that it's been really cool, because then we can tie into anyone that sends us an issue. If we can't help you where you are, we know somebody who can. And so it's just grown, and it's been really cool. And Brian Gibson, for instance, is down there in Paducah and is building his forward operating base. Fob Rush, yes, in Canada.
Yeah, I can't wait till he gets that thing finished. I've talked to him a little bit about it a couple of years ago, and once he gets it up and running, should be marvelous.
Yeah, I saw some roofing people. I think there might be some things moving down there, so hopefully things are going well.
On top of having Brian here with, we do have veteran support royalty, Bobby and Peggy Krutzinger with Operation Texas Strong. These guys, there's no one that works harder than these guys, and they're amazing. They've given away, and they'll give me the number now because we're at the end of this. It's close to and over 100 RVs for homeless veterans across the country or in Texas. And we had this amazing heart-to-heart conversation about the vet world not really letting him in to give him any, and he's not in this for the recognition. Him and his family do it just because it needs to be done. And I'm like, brother, you come along here, man. We got you all day and night, and we will go and give veterans a place to lay their head at night. Thank you, Bobby, and your family. You guys are amazing, and you do just amazing work. And I never see those guys slow down either.
I need to interject. Let me interject really quick, because they had a big fundraiser yesterday. I think just yesterday, and they had a lot of people. And one of our former guests, well, I kind of borrowed him from their posts, but so he was a comedian for them, Chad Hutto. But I saw a post that they might have had some visitors from the Yellowstone.
Oh, what?
They might have been there. I haven't had confirmation, but I saw there might have been some big names down there, and that's pretty darn cool.
Check this out. I get all tickly inside when I see stuff like that. That is compliments of Chris Nobles and his amazing, wonderful wife, Heather Nobles. Simplify Design. They never stop. They never slow down. They've been pumping videos out from the WeP3 Nashville takeover all week long because we had 5 days and 5 nights of veterans and first responders coming, and it was just an amazing. We don't normally say potty words in here, and that's probably a good practice. But WeP3 went down to Nashville, and we kicked out of it. Look how good I did. I did good.
Nice timing.
I did good.
Great, he's got that little app going again.
So I do want to show another clip, and I want to apologize first of all because it kind of showcases me and Andrea, and that's not what this event was about at all. What happened was we got to go down to Nashville so we could support Tony Turner, Adam Martin, Don Ricks, Alyssa Ruffin, Mr. Lee. There were about 7, and I know I'm leaving some off.
Desi Rock?
Mr. Rock, D-Rock, who were up for nominations at the Josie Awards, the largest indie music group award program in the country. That's the reason we went down there originally. And I said, well, if we're in Nashville and we're hanging around with our friends and we have veteran and first responder musicians, why don't we just invite all 90 of them to come along with us and come play? And we got Jennifer Keller here and her amazing offspring came along with us and just boot, scoot, and boogied everyone's boots and socks off. And it was just so, but this is kind of, and I got to say, I mean, there wasn't a day that didn't have a highlight. But you don't always get to talk with Mr. Golden of the Oak Ridge Boys. Yeah, you just don't always get to do that. And so
I'm Mark Peterson with the People's Patriot Project.
And I'm Andrea Eichman with the People's Patriot Project.
And we are live here in Nashville at the Josie Awards at the Grand Ole Opry.
Tonight we'll be interviewing several of the nominees for Josie Awards.
Come be part of the shock and awe. Patriot Pride.
I giggle every time I see me grab the microphone.
Yeah, because that's, for me, Andrea looked amazing as she always does, and that was what I call polishing the turd. That doesn't happen very often. A suit and a coat, that doesn't fit my world very often. But when we talk about shock and awe, that is what we got to do when we were down there. Put the shock and awe, put some stank on Nashville. We've got the WeP3 stank all over Nashville right now. And we only got to do it because of the amazing people that came and supported us. The musicians who came. The list is 27 of them. Most of them are on the show kind of chiming in right now. Tim Newton, Jen Keller, and her family. I'm mentioning just names, and I won't get through all of them, and so I won't do that. Chris Nobles and his wife, Mission Barbecue, who brought us in and let us have a meal at Mission Barbecue. If you've never had a chance to eat at a Mission Barbecue, go there. Make sure you go around noon because it just kind of puts the cap on everything when everyone in the building gets to stand up and say the national anthem while they're eating their amazing barbecue food there. Clayton Q for coming in and helping and DJing. Adam, I was going to say Bird. It's not Adam Bird. It's Adam Turner. Adam Turner, who set up most of the venues for us and most what am
Chris
I
Turner.
missing?
Chris Turner.
Chris Turner. Who's Adam Turner?
I don't know what Adam you're thinking of.
I'm losing my mind. Whatever.
Yeah.
This is our show. We can call him whatever. That's the way it works. Chris Turner, I apologize, brother. There's just so much stuff, and we got so many comments coming in right now. And we do this just for the specific purpose and reason of being a beacon of hope and opportunity for anyone. I said anyone that needs help. Yes, we focus on our veterans and first responders, but we need to start taking care of each other. Kevin and Andrew and myself were talking earlier on the pre-show, and it's just like, get rid of the negativity, get rid of the foul conversation, get rid of the nonsense, and start breaking bread together. That's why we bring the musicians together, because nothing's better in life other than good food, good music, great relationships. You know what? If there's a good cocktail in the room, I don't have a problem being part of that too. So, and that's not fair. And then we get to come back weekly and do these shows that have Sergeant Big Country, who is literally moving mountains in the world of para-athlete. And then Kevin Palmer, who is new to us, but just living in the face of adversity. And both of these men, and that's kind of what we talked about. I think that's the name of the title of the show tonight, Living in the Face of Adversity. Found a way to bounce back and make stuff happen. And so you guys don't need to hear from me anymore. We need to hear from these guys. Kevin Palmer, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. Hi, Kimberly. I seen your comment. I just don't know how to answer back on here. I'm doing great. I'm very honored to be here. There's no greater honor than to be a part of what you guys are making happen and supporting these first responders and our patriots. I'm really loving what you guys are doing, and I'm really appreciative that you guys have had me here.
Well, it's already been a blessing just on our conversations, and I getting to listen to the one song you have set for us just to open my eyes and ears, and just I'm excited to play that. And thank you for being here and taking the chance. I'm sure there's some. Well, I know there are. There's some podcasts and there's some live streams where, and we're always willing to learn how to do things better. So if you see anyone that's in the group, anyone that's watching tonight, if you have a way that we can do this better and make us look better and make the people that we bring on better, let us know. We'll take care of that. I know it would be really cool to do an all live show. I don't know how we're going to get everyone in the same place at the same time doing the same things. That's the tough part. Everyone's busy, and sometimes we don't even get them to get here to the show because they're busy doing their own things. And so, but thank you, Kevin, for being here. Sergeant Big Country.
Not a lot of people put the sergeant in front of it, but Big Country's fine, man. The same here, man. It's an honor to be here. Love what you guys are doing. Y'all have already mentioned off, a few names like Adam Martin. At the music awards, I actually did a show with or had Adam and Blackbird Anthem to do a show for me back in 2017 in South Carolina. So y'all got some really amazing people that's doing some amazing things out there. It's like Brian Gibson and his fob and many others who dig down deep every day just to make sure that the vets and first responders are taken care of like they should be.
It's a daunting task, and some of these guys go at it ruthlessly every single day. And I don't want to take away from any of the highlights of it, and I need everyone to know I'm gonna make a confession here, and it's not about me. But what we do is a 24/7 job. And, you know, I've had some people being in the teacher world sometimes has got its challenges with A, the profession, B, the parents, C, the children, blah, blah, blah. But I had a professional come to me the other day and said, why do you work so hard at this? You know, all these veterans and first responders, you know, they should have known what they were getting into. And it infuriated me, and it does infuriate me. And I told them, I said, you know what? You're right. You're right. I did tell her, this is one of the most insulting things I've ever heard you say, but we're fine. Well, lo and behold, a couple hours later, she's coming to me and complaining to me about, oh, the kids aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. Life is tough in there. I'm like, well, you probably should have known what you were getting into. And she knew I had her. I have a Gold Star mother that works with me, and she was having a bad day with the loss of her son, which I can't imagine every day is not a bad day, to be honest with you. I don't know how I could ever carry that kind of weight, to be honest with you. I would not do as well as she does. I'm going to just say that. And she was having a bad day, and it's this said professional. Now I'm going to let you know I love this said professional. So I love her. She just doesn't always think when she speaks, and she's like, you know, what's up with so-and-so? And I'm like, well, and she's got a picture of her son over her desk. I said, well, she lost her son. And I took the jab I probably shouldn't have taken, and I did. And I said, but she probably should have thought, or she probably should have known what she was getting into. And she did come to me later and said, I need to change that verbiage with you. And I'm like, I just need you to realize and be cognizant of all the statements that people make. If you're not living it and you haven't been in it and you don't know what it is, then maybe you shouldn't lean towards the, oh, just get over it attitude. Look at these amazing numbers. Gabriel Wren, thank you, brother. He's the one with Trinity Productions cut the video for us at Josie's. He also has a full length. We do have a full length version that was delivered to the Josie Awards. Thank you for everything you're doing down there in Nashville and the hard work that you do down there, brother. Big Country, tell us your story, man.
Well, once again, first, thanks for having me on. I mean, we all got a story, man. January 7th, 2014, I was on my way to get my guys lunch and hit black ice right off a ravine on Fort Riley. Lost my left leg above a knee, and the right leg is a salvage. Between the kneecap and the ankle, there's 30 screws, 4 plates, and a 10-inch rod. I can't feel my right foot nor use my toes to balance like able-bodied people do. So it's like having a below-the-knee amputation on the right side. Part of what that big brace on my leg, you know, kind of helps keep me stable. You know, man, the first 4 or 5 years out of the military was the hardest. Trying to find that purpose, man. We did multiple different things. And I caught myself trying to help other people to just shun my issues away. I found, you know, helping other people out with their mental and physical aspects, and not even worry about mine. It's just, you know, is where I was headed. So we did a tattoo thing. We did the radio thing. In the midst of watching friends and family just kind of disappear on you because they don't know how to treat you and stuff like that. Just kept running down a dark path, man. Had doctors say that I wouldn't ever be able to walk again. And if I did, then it would be with only support. That I would never walk without support. So 2 years ago, October 1st of 2020, you know, my look on the mental part of it is different than a lot of other people. I got the PTSD, the anxiety, the depression, and stuff like that, like a lot of others still have. You know, I got sitting there on my couch in this very house. It was like, I kind of got ticked off at myself. I was like, you got to do something, man. You can't sit here no more and wonder what's going to happen. So I finally got up and played pinball with my walls in the house and finally taught myself how to walk. So I started taking steps outside, and 2 months later, I finally got back into the gym, as all of us military people are, with PT and physical fitness and stuff. That was always one thing about my job that I was able to take out stress and just feel a lot better once I'm done with a good workout. Went from 415 pounds down to 280 within about 7 to 8 months. Got introduced to parasports, which is just like normal sports, but for people with disabilities, amputations, vision impaired, hearing impaired. Always loved playing sports my entire life, so I gave it a shot. Went to the National Wheelchair Games up in New York City in 2021 and took home a silver and a bronze. No training, no nothing, and just fell in love with it all, man. Came back home, got me some coaches, got in the gym and hit it even harder. And this year I brought home 4 golds, 3 silvers, and 2 bronze. Placed in every competition that I've been at. The Paralympic committee is watching me very hard. I'm one of the Paralympic hopefuls that they're hoping to be able to put on the teams. And on top of that, man, is being able to help other people with disabilities, reach back out and grab their life back through fitness. Fitness is one of those things that not a lot of people really like to do, to be honest. I opened up an LLC, Song Big Country Sports. I'm a personal trainer. I got my personal trainer stuff through ISSA to be able to help people with their fitness. And it's not just about going in there and lifting weights. It's a mental thing too. It's a way to connect with yourself and to connect with others on a different level, because it takes, you have to put in the dedication. You have to put in the work. You have to be disciplined at it. You go into the gym and you can work out and have great workouts, but if your diet's not right, you're not ever going to see any progress. 95% of people's New Year's resolutions are deal with fitness. Within the first month, there's only 43% still active, and by the third month, it's only 3% of those of whoever is still out there trying to push for their goals. Man, our throwing coach, Adrienne Wilson, she's a 5-time world women's champion in the Highlander Games. I got another coach here in town. Her name's Candace. She runs the UNCC track and field guys. Joe Ken, the Carolina Panthers former strength coach, sends me some really amazing workouts to keep up with my strength and stuff. I got my Paralympic license in shot put, disc, and powerlifting. So I am IPC on the IPC master list. Anybody can go to the IPC master list and see all who has their that was it's from the Warrior Games. That was actually our last competition this year. That was wheelchair basketball. We took silver in, got our butts kicked by Air Force, which is it's okay. Have y'all ever heard of the Invictus Games?
Yes. The reason why I know the Invictus Game is our really good friend Shannon Book of Deliberately Broken has got to play Invictus Games. And
nice.
So,
the Air Force took their Invictus guys, and stomped all our butts. But that competition this year was actually really amazing, man. We invited Team Canada down, so we got to hang out with some Canada athletes, and we even had athletes from Ukraine come over, which was even more amazing, man. To see a group of people that had literally just come from a battlefield and sitting there with their family and their friends, being able to take in a deep breath and come out here and compete with the rest of us, man. Amazing people. Amazing people. I switched jerseys with a couple of them. You know, a couple of us had translator apps on our phones and stuff, so that way we could actually talk to these guys. You know, and that's like the main part of it for me, man. Yes, it's great winning medals, and yes, that's our end goal is to win some gold in the Paralympics. But meeting these other athletes with disabilities, veteran and not veterans, man. Not everybody I compete with is a veteran. You know, just being able to talk to them and see other people that go and push beyond their limits every day is just absolutely amazing. Both mentally and physically, and this is my personal opinion, is you have to want it. You know, I didn't want to sit here and be depressed in my house no more and sit here and let things bother me. So what did I do? I retrained my mind. You know, I got out of my comfort zone and into the uncomfortable zones and pushed beyond my limits. And we're nowhere near being done. Yeah, we're just getting started over the last year and a half with this, and got our first fitness challenge coming up the January 9th through the 6th. Got some really amazing stuff coming out with that. So y'all, I can't release the details just yet because we're going to drop it here in the next couple of weeks. But competition-wise, man, it's been a blessing. I mean, the hard work really shows that it pays off. We was at the Desert Challenge back in May, which was our international competition this year. We took gold in men's disc, beat out 12 other countries. They went to the National Wheelchair Games out in Tempe, Arizona, and brought home 2 golds, a silver, and a couple of bronze from there. But man, it's being around other people with disabilities and learning things. It's kind of like cognitive therapy. You know, you go in and you listen to each other. Somebody might have a trick that you've never tried before that may help you, you know, with your daily routines. You know, we're not just able to walk up and go to the shower and take a shower anymore. You know, we have to sit on a bench, or we got to have somebody physically help us into the shower room or something like that. So it's
tricks of the trade. You know, you guys are able, I mean, that's really what it is. I want to address this real quick because every once in a while we get, not every once in a while, every darn show, a connection is made. And I'm assuming Miss Kimberly Charlo is actually from our musicians camp tonight. And because you made comments to her earlier, but she's sitting here talking about how her son has had some of the same struggles that you've had, Big Country. And this is exactly why we do this. One of the things we found out when we were building the People's Patriot Project is that A, people were reaching out and A, didn't know about us. B, they would tell us about how they would contact all these other organizations from across the country and wouldn't get a call back, an email, or anything back in return. And here's the deal, organizations, and I am going to call you out if it needs to be called out. If you're saying you're there to help, you need to be there to help, because these people who are reaching out are in crisis now. They're not planning their crisis down the future. Now, saying that, yes, we can talk them back off that crisis for the moment, redirect them and get them to a place. But when they are reaching out, they want help now. They need an answer. They need a solution. They need something to help them now. And that's why we said, let's bring them all together. Get them all on the show. Let's reach out countrywide. Make sure everyone gets their story out there. Make it so it has to be their excuse for not being able to find the help, because the help is there.
Look, and let me speak on that, man. And I don't mean for this to come out the wrong way or anything like that, but I was one of those people at one point in time that was asking for help, but there was nothing there. You know, mentally, yes, I think the military could spend a lot more money on how they deal with us on the way out, just like they do when they bring us in. You know, you're training us for a specific reason. So you need to retrain us for a specific reason. You know, you can't just go through a 2-week course and learn how to rewrite a resume and get a slap on the butt and be like, okay, here you go. The world don't work that way no more.
100%.
You know, but I looked at it like this is, why am I sitting here sulking about this stuff and waiting for some of these people to come along and help fix the issue? Look, a therapist, groups, our parents, anybody can give us the tools to help with our issues. But it's up to the person themselves if they want it fixed or not. You can sit here and deal with your battles and your demons every day, but you got to man the hell up and get uncomfortable and fix it. Just like anybody else out here who is successful in life, you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. It doesn't work on the easy all the damn time. You know, I've had so many people look at me, oh man, you just need to get up off your butt and go do something. You need to find something to do with your life. Well, you know what? Some of them are right. I'm sitting here, well, all these therapists from the VA and some of these people for some of the organizations out here, you know, that's all they want to do is talk. You got to put some action to it. You know, you just like whenever I got home, man, I was one of those people that didn't like crowds. You know how I fixed it? I went to a damn library and put my back against the wall. And over a period of time, my butt was in the middle of that library. And then I went to a bigger building, And next thing you know, I'm speaking in front of 10,000 people. You know, you have to want to put the work in to get better. Yes, I still suffer from PTSD, insomnia. You can ask my wife on how many nightmares I have at night. But I don't let it affect me like I used to. I want to be happy. I want to enjoy my life. And I'd be danged if I'm going to let anything else stop me from doing that. You have to put the work in. You have to want to be better. I've reached out and tried to help with people with their mental issues. It was about a month ago, and it was a female. Well, I'm just in that non-existent place no more. Nobody cares about me, and you know, sitting on live social media trying to get people to feel sorry for it. And when you reach out, it's like, hey, you mind? You know, you want to shoot me an email? Let me try to give you some of the things that help me, and see if it helps you. And she was like, well, you just wouldn't tell a person with an amputation just to get up and walk, would you? And that's not even where I was going with it. I was like, here, I was going to give you some things to try to help you, but it was kind of funny, though. I was like, I am an amputee and I can walk. Well, you know, kind of hit that double side, but you have to want that help. Man. If you don't want to get better, you're not going to get better. If you sit here and think that this one thing is going to destroy your life, it's going to feel that way. You have to bring yourself out of it. Yes, finding a purpose is huge. I wish I knew about these sports 5 years ago. You know, that's something else that I'm pushing within the VA and active duty. I will be out at Fort Sill, Oklahoma on the 29th, speaking to the entire base. Want to speak out to the trainees, active duty, go out to the artillery fields and hang out with the Joes and stuff like that. And that's one of my issues that I am pushing. You know, you got to want to be that way.
I took some liberties here, and Kimberly, I added Big Country's email because it's on his Facebook page. If you went and searched it, you would be able to find it. So that's in my brain, public domain, and he wants that information out there. Kimberly,
sorry, brother. You put my website is sgtbc.com. If people want to get a hold of me, just shoot a message on there on my website, and it comes straight to me. That's like the easiest way if somebody's trying to get a hold of me, honestly.
That is perfect. I like the strength that you speak with. It because of the nature of our roles, we don't get to speak tough to those who are weak a little bit, I guess. And I think that's exactly what they need, is someone to talk tough to them. Not all of
And
them.
No,
most of them.
not everybody. And and I don't mean to come off assholish way or anything like
No.
that, but it's the truth though, man. I mean, I see so many of our brothers and sisters. I'm a first responder too, man. I used to be a volunteer firefighter, so I know both sides of the fence.
Mhm.
You know, and I've seen so many of my brothers and sisters just sit there and melt away because they're thinking that somebody's going to come magically fix it for them, and they're not. All we can do is push out, like what you were talking about earlier. If you're here to help, then freaking help. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to crack on anybody who's trying to spread awareness. God dang, that's all I've seen for the last 5-6 years since I've been out of the military. Let's do 22 push-ups today and let's spread awareness. Dude, we already know we're killing ourselves. Why don't you find something that helps, like physically helps? I don't want to see you do push-ups every day. I want to see you just going to do something that's actually going to help our brothers and sisters. Give them a tool that they can use and apply it to their life. A push-up ain't going to do nothing for them no more.
Mhm.
It is. We have this conversation regularly on here, and it is. I mean, my heart goes out to those people that. I mean, because it does different folks for different strokes for different folks. I get it, but you're right. I'm not motivated by watching someone do push-ups, but I don't need that right now. And again, I'm not discrediting what you're saying, because there is the part that we've been battling. It's not a battle. It's just we need to continually move forward. Everyone acknowledges the number's 22. The actual number is 17 to 75, which is an actual, but 17 to 75 people a day. We don't need any more recognition. We don't need any more education that this is happening. It's out there.
Yeah.
So boots on the ground, moving forward. You know what? It would do no good if someone dials 911 and says, "Hey, my house is on fire," and someone rolls out, "Well, statistically, there's close to 342,000 fires every day." Well, thank you. Someone coming to put my fire out.
Right.
We have to be proactive. And if what you're doing isn't working for us organizations that are being boots on the ground, then find another outlet. I believe your heart's in the right place, but you got to move forward. You can't sit there and rest on your heels, because guess what? I'm going to tell you right now, no one's going to come to you with a pot of money either.
No,
I'm going to tell you that right now.
Absolutely not. And that's one of the great things that I love about parasports. Right now, if you're a veteran and you're watching this and you want to get into parasports, go to my website, send me a message, and I will have you in parasports within a week. There is a competition. It's called the National Veteran Wheelchair Games. It's held once a year. It will be in Portland, Oregon this year from July 4th through the 9th. You fly in on the 3rd and you leave on the 10th. If you've never been before, if you've never competed and you're a novice, there is a scholarship that pays for all novice competitors, hotel rooms, and their flights. 9 times out of 10, not all the time, but there's a good portion of the time that the VA just picks up the bill for each team that comes from, you got the Salisbury team, the Carolina Cruisers. We go as a group. You got other groups from different VAs that will come out. But there's more than just that one competition. If you're wanting to try it and see if it works for you and could be an outlet out for you, hit me up. I will put you in touch with the people you need to talk to.
This is proactive.
And also, if you are somebody of a disability and you want to try to get back into fitness because it has changed my life, I will be more than glad to get you back into that routine as well. Is it easy? Hell no. Is it hard? Absolutely. But by the time that if I can spend 8 weeks with somebody, I promise you're going to come out feeling a lot different than what you did whenever you went into it. Hence this competition this fitness challenge that I got going on at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year. The whole point of it is to grab the people who always want to do something with their fitness in their life, because it's not just physical, it's mental too. You know, when you work out and stuff like that, you got all the serotonin levels that jack up, which is chemical that makes you feel good. Everybody should know about serotonin levels. But it's the point of showing yourself that if you put your mind to it and you dig down deep and you believe in yourself, you can accomplish in that 8 weeks. You'll lose some weight. You'll feel a lot better about yourself. You'll be eating healthy for 8 weeks. You'll be in a normal routine like we used to be in the military, that you're going to come out and it's going to be like, oh, wait a minute. I remember this. Hey, it's something I used to bitch about. I didn't want to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go do PT, but guess what? You're doing it now and it makes you feel freaking amazing. You know, that I'm in talks with UNCC Charlotte up here about kind of holding a tournament like the National Wheelchair Games. But my twist of it is I'm allowing able-bodied people to come in and compete, trying to close that gap so that way people that doesn't have any disabilities can actually see what it's like to live in a day. There are stuff out there that can make you like where you're losing a leg or something like that. You have to compete like us. Talks are going great. We got the fields, we got the facilities and stuff like that. Now the hard work comes. Now we got to get all the coaches and the medical personnel and the paperwork and the insurance, and it's going to take a couple of years. But by the time I'm done, it's going to be absolutely something that people are ready to get to. You know, it's one of those fun things. Hey, you know, we get to go see our buddies that we haven't seen in a year and go out here and compete and have fun and eat some amazing food and see some amazing people. So
I love it. It's
anything that deals with fitness and sports, y'all. If y'all want help getting back into something that could possibly help change that point of your life around, please reach out. More than glad to help anybody I can.
Your blessing, and I think there's a place where we can collaborate with this. And Kevin, thank you for your patience. You do.
No problem. No problem.
I think you got a song that kind of lines up with this a little bit, don't you?
Well, we got songs for everything, man. You know, music's so powerful. It can touch us so many different ways. It can motivate you. It can put you to sleep. It can take you back in time. And it can even, you know, even everyone has a love song. As couples, they say, this is our song. So music is powerful, and it touches us all in different ways. And we got songs for everything. So I love music. I think it is a helpful tool. It can help you heal. I know it's helped me heal along the way. I come from a long history of musicians. You know, my great uncle Oni was Oni Wheeler, who toured with Elvis and was on the Sun record label. If you watch the new Elvis movie, you see his name on the flyers in the background. And then my dad was the musician of the family, and I grew up watching him do his thing and wanting to be just like him. And we lost him to a car accident at a young age, and that made me go completely the other way. I wanted nothing to do with music because it was so painful, and it can, you know, music can put you back in time and make you feel things all over again. And that's exactly what it was doing for me, and I wanted no part of it. And life goes on, and I had a son. My first son was born with bilateral anophthalmia, which means he was born without eyes. So he's completely blind. He is also autistic, so he's nonverbal. He had hydrocephalus, so there was many surgeries right there at the beginning, which means his body doesn't get rid of the fluid on his brain. And as a new parent, we were learning as we went, and there were not a lot of resources or help for us in our particular case. So we didn't know what we were doing. And he became very delayed. We didn't have a lot of answers, like I said. One day we were kind of lost. We didn't know what to do. And one day I noticed he was trying to wiggle like a little worm to get to a toy keyboard I bought him. And a light bulb kind of came on, and I started using that keyboard to motivate him. He loves music so much and always has. And I used that keyboard to motivate him to crawl. And whenever that happened, I ran down to the music store, bought a guitar, and that became our thing. Every day we'd sit together and try to make noise on this guitar. And he got stronger and was able to stand up with the support of the wall, and he would shuffle down the wall to get to me playing the guitar. And that has been our thing all this time. Eventually I taught him to walk. And that led to me playing guitar for other people. Other people seen it, and they would start hiring me as a guitar player for hire. And that's led me into my music career. But I always said that if we talk about healing, I always said that the music died whenever my dad died, and Kent, my son, is the one that brought it back. So that was kind of coming full circle for me. So I know firsthand how music can heal and touch us all. And still to this day, he loves music, and I would like to do something. I'd like to do something good with my music. You know, I think we all want to help. It's just sometimes we don't always know how.
That's amazing, brother, that you've been able to do that for your child. That is a connection and a bond that you will have with each other for eternity. And people that has issues with their children like you do yours, man, I think that would be, even you doing like a little ebook or something like that with it, man, I think would be tremendous, and that would probably help out so many people. That is so awesome.
Well, I'm seeing two amazing men with two amazing messages that actually parallel each other, because I remember hearing a time where big country, you struggled to be able to walk, and same story, you had to pinball down the hallway, and that's resiliency. And that's what is the seed that helps people carry on. And I'm sure that resiliency of your son helps you, Kevin. And I just couldn't imagine the power that holds. And again, we're stumbling on something amazing. None of us have even been in the same room together at any given point. And then we come up with this amazing, strong message right now that are affecting Jeremy Daniels, Kimberly Charlo, and others that are reaching out to the show right now. And on top of that, I'd like to think that we're building family, where, again, you know my name, I know your name, and let's build this thing together. What song do you got for us, bro? You want me to play Summer Rain?
Sure. Yeah, sure. That's kind of along the same lines here. You know, that song is basically, I wrote that song in 5 minutes or less on the back of a electric bill one day. So I was kind of going through a lot of troubles. I was going through some forks in the road in my life. And it was a clear summer day, and the rain started pouring down. And it was the moment in my life that I realized that every problem I had was kind of by my own hand, in the moment that I learned to take responsibility for it and step up instead of making excuses. So that's really what the song's about. But that's my new single out. You got the video? Are you playing the video?
Yeah. So we got Kevin Palmer with Summer Rain. I don't know about you guys. I got goosebumps about the message that we're hearing right now. So, Kimberly, we are with you. We are with you, sister. We know that you didn't sign up for this thing as well, and we support veteran and first responder parents and family members as well, because you are in the battle with them as well. We know that very honestly, truthfully, and wholeheartedly. So let's get through this, and we got Summer Rain.
I watch her go away, standing here drowning in the summer rain. Sunshine, just go away, leave me drowning in the summer rain. Every blue sky seen thunder and rain. Every pretty smile has tasted some pain. I wish I weren't always the one who's to blame, standing here drowning in the summer rain. Skies seen thunder and rain. Every pretty smile has tasted some pain. Wish I weren't always the one who's to blame, standing here drowning in the summer rain. I know these storms can't last. Not the first sky I've seen overcast. I hold the remedy in my glass. I know these summer rains always seem to pass. 'Cause every blue sky seen thunder and rain. Every pretty smile has tasted some pain. I wish I weren't always the one who's to blame, standing here drowning, standing here drowning, standing here drowning in the summer rain.
You nailed it, brother.
Oh, thank you.
That was amazing.
Thank you
That
for
was
playing
very
that. That was my first video, first song I released. So we got 7 more coming out after Christmas. And then Clayton Q and I just finished one yesterday in Nashville. So watch for it. It's going to be coming out in a couple months also.
Do you release all your stuff out on Spotify, iTunes, and all that stuff?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Also Apple. There's over 88 different ones that they've been releasing them to. So we're trying to get them out to everywhere we can.
We're trying to do a little bit different with Reverb Nation because typically Reverb Nation plays independent artists, and we're trying to figure out a way with them where they will allow us to take the whole pool of the 90 musicians we have and let us just put together just a gigantic album series, independence with under one umbrella, and we're working on that. And so I hope that comes to fruition, but we'll make sure we get all your links out there and that people can find you easily. And again, this is our show. We've done our hour, but we don't have to stop. And I've been getting some ultimatums tonight, but I don't care. The message is bigger than the ultimatums of watching a TV show. This is This is saving lives. And I'm going to tell you right now, nothing is more honoring and humbling than when we have one of our fans saying that message we heard helped me get through the day. And the ultimate one, every occasion, you saved my life. And I can't hold that. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not big enough man to carry that. And it's thank you for those amazing accolades, but we'll do this together however we need to do it. We do take messages, we do take phone calls, we do take emails. We will take everything we can, and we're here for you. And so this is another piece, and this is the perfect timing for it. Everyone has one of these. This is called a cell phone, and I know if you're listening to the podcast, it's going to be hard for you to visualize me holding up a cell phone, but we do our 6-pack during We Got Your 6 at 6, and we're going to ask you to reach out to 6 of your brothers and sisters. It takes probably 13.7 seconds to do a text saying, thinking about you. And reach out to your brothers and sisters. Make sure if you think they're the strongest people on the face of the earth, you better be reaching out to them because they've got their stuff too. And a lot of times we end up having the message, oh, didn't see that one coming. See it all coming. It's all there. Reach out to your brothers and sisters. This is our buddy check time. This is and does. It's not doing push-ups. It's a proactive step of being boots on the ground, saying, hey, I'm thinking about you. If there's a broken relationship, and I can attest to this one in my personal life, I had a broken relationship to the man that was the best man at my wedding, vice versa. And I let it slide, and ultimately alcohol took his life because I did not proactively step in and say, dude, you're putting a pistol in your mouth whether you see it or not. And that's on me, and I get to carry that. You don't need to carry that. Call and reach out to those. Reach out to everyone you can. This is how we do it. This is how we get it done. And if there is someone that is being pig-headed, stubborn, and you know they need a hand, reach out to. I have no problem making a phone call. We get boots on the ground. We have 160 boots on the ground organizations across the country. We've picked up people in Florida within 40 minutes of a crisis call because of people that we have in our network. We have a strong team. It's only getting stronger with these two amazing gentlemen right here. Thank you, gentlemen. Do we still need to keep going? I don't want to shut the door here.
Well, I just want to say real quick, Kevin, it's nice to meet you, brother, and everybody else. Amazing song. Thank you for having us on. Please add us as a piece to be able to help out as much as we can. Appreciate y'all having us on the show. So we got some really big things coming out next year. The Rise of Southern Big Country comes out on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Roku. Y'all really want to see the meat and grit of a lot of the crap that we went through. That's going to be something to watch. But thanks for everything that y'all do. Thanks for all the hard work that y'all do and the countless hours. I know y'all don't get very much rest, but it's for people like y'all that a lot of us do get some help. So thank y'all and bless y'all for everything that y'all do and for having us on. It's been an honor.
Thank you, Big Country.
And likewise.
Absolutely.
What's next for Kevin Palmer?
Well, I've got 7 songs that are going to release after Christmas. We're going to make videos for 3 of them, or that's the plan anyway. Then after January, I'm going to start shooting in my first movie. It's a short film called Uncle T's Farm Stand, directed by Chris Hensel. So this is my first one. I'm a little nervous about it. I got a lot of work to do, but we got to keep going, right? Keep
you'll smash it, brother.
moving. And I appreciate y'all having me too. It really is an honor. There's no greater honor than what you guys are doing. And Big Country, I loved hearing your story. It's very inspirational. It's an honor to meet you too. And if there's anything I can do, I'd love to help. Keep me on board. I'll do all I can.
You are not going to be able to slip away, brother. I'm going to tell you that.
You're already on board. That's you're in.
Sadly, we're kind of like stray cats that way, and it's not always an ask. I mean, our vision is to always make sure people have food on their tables and they're taking care of their families, and so that's our biggest part of our mission as well, is taking care of family. And so, Miss Eichmann, we got anything else?
100%. Can I tell you the news really quick tonight?
Yes.
So November being Military Family Month, and we focus on celebrating and honoring the contributions and sacrifices of the families of U.S. Armed Forces. And then I'll always add our first responders. But so I went searching so that we could add a little bit more about our first responders. And also because I had a minute to think about it, I'm just going to start our, Mark and I called it Heroes in the Classroom. But my middle school used to have a support group for military children, school children, and we don't have it anymore. I think it's death by COVID kind of thing. And so we are looking to revive this, and I'm going to add the first responders children in there as well. So I found this. Those of you, while you're reaching out to and looking after first responder and military families this month, think about how much the children are watching and learning that we don't even realize. Children of first responders and military, police, firefighters, EMTs, military personnel, paramedics, corrections officers, they're really as vulnerable as their parents because of the nature of those jobs, because they're routinely exposed to traumatic events that can impact their own mental health. There's Dr. Perlstein in this article that I read. He said being aware of their own stress and their own secondary traumatization can help first responders better recognize and respond to their children's symptoms. These symptoms can include sleep disturbances, clingy behavior, angry outbursts, sadness, tearfulness, and fear that bad things are going to happen. And some of that is so surface that we already know this and see this. But remember to keep paying attention. If you have to set a timer where everything else goes to the side for a minimum of 15 minutes every day, you will see a benefit right away. Listen effectively, repeat back, ask questions, make sure you got it right, what the kiddos are telling you. Read between the lines. I mean, obviously, if everything's okay every day, it's probably not. So read between those lines. Be understanding. I mean, it goes a long way if you acknowledge that you understand that and maybe have felt that way yourself. It's logical for them to feel that way, and they're an equal part of the family. So keep that in mind. The best prevention and treatment is always in acknowledging that there is a problem and that it exists. The fear, even that the fear exists. So I just wanted to put that out there today as a reminder that the family centers sometimes around the jobs and the children that are watching the way we react. So let's keep that in mind as we think about our military and first responder children this month as well. And that's that. I can't thank you guys enough. I just sent a thank you to Clayton. What a blessing that Kevin, thank you for being on the show. I think we're going to hear another song. Oh, for sure. You'll probably have to come back because we'll have a lot more music to share the next time too. And just getting to know you more.
Do you have another one ready to roll right now, brother?
All right. Always got another one.
Love
let me
it.
think.
Putting you right on the spot right now.
Yeah, that's the way I like it. All right, I'm gonna do one kind of my own way. Try to leave on a positive note.
When the night has come, the land is dark, and the moon is the only light you see. No, I won't be afraid. I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. If you're with me, won't you stand by me? If the sky you look upon should crumble and fall, and the mountain should stumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. Stand by me. Stand by me. If you're with me, won't you stand by me? Stand by me. Stand by me. If you're with me, won't you stand by me?
Beautiful.
Not even words you can put in after that. It's just it's the right song, the right time, the right place. Thank you, Mr. Palmer, for being here. Thank you, Patriot Nation, for having faith in us and making that we can put these together. And when we put these together, we reach into the network and ask other people to be part of this. Thank you all for being part of the mission. Patriot Pride.
I'll be seeing you guys again. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Truck it up.